Uhuru, 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 what do we do? Offer programs of liberation for African self-determination. Uhuru means freedom.
Uhuru, I want to welcome everybody to the Black Power Blueprint Live. This is a monthly program of the African People's Education and Defense Fund and the Black Power Blueprint, where we bring together people we know around the country and the world to get an update on the African self-determination projects happening in North St. Louis. We are moving forward, uplifting the lives and conditions in our community and showing that the best way forward is when we as Africans have control over our own communities. We want to see you. We want you to see what we're doing and how we're doing it, so you can do it as well. My name is Ona Shatella, and I'm the board president of the African People's Education and Defense Fund and the architect of the Black Power Blueprint. I am leading these projects that's bringing our communities together, building economic development, and bringing real solutions to problems on the north side of St. Louis that the community faces every day. My co-host today is Siali. Siali is a longtime member of the Uhuru movement since 1993. He is the outreach coordinator of Uhuru Foods and Pies and now the Uhuru Bakery and Cafe. Siali is a self-taught crochet artist who produces beautiful African-style hats, bags, earrings, and so much more. He is a multi-talented artist, a carpenter, a cabinet maker, and so much more. And recently, he just moved from California to relocate right here in St. Louis. Yep. You will be able to see more of Siali's booth set up later in the program. Uhuru, Siali.
Uhuru, I'm almost blushing over here.
I didn't know you were so talented, Conrad. You got all these things going on.
Yeah, like an octopus, gain skills. Well, Uhuru, I'm really excited to be here. And first and foremost, I want to salute my leadership, Chairman Omali Shatella, who for more than 60 years of his life has been organizing and fighting for the freedom of our people. We are the builders of the freedom and self-determination we are creating. And this is a new world that we're creating from the ground up. We're setting up real institutions and programs so that African people can live healthy lives, have access to healthy food, good clothing, housing, and have productive employment, that really benefits our entire community, to have education and positive cultural life so that we can live in peace, happiness, and prosperity. And also, I want to salute the president of the African People's Education and Defense Fund, Ona Shatella, who is the architect and leader of the Black Power Blueprint. And President Ona has built these programs from the ground up. And really more than that, just seeing the ground was littered, literally with falling down abandoned buildings that were toxic eyesores that contaminated our community. And President Ona took these properties that were left by the city to downgrade our property values and demoralize our people, and really turn them into positive programs that benefit our people. So now we want to go ahead and show a short video of some of the projects of the Black Power Blueprint and the African People's Education and Defense Fund. Uhuru. Uhuru.
My name is Ona Shatella, and I'm the president of the African People's Education and Defense Fund,
the baddest nonprofit on the planet. We face colonial conditions everywhere we are that stem from a lack of political and economic power to feed, clothe, and house ourselves. Since 1994, APEDF has built community-based institutions that put economic, political, and cultural power into our own hands. We are creating our own solutions. In 2017, we initiated the Black Power Blueprint in St. Louis, Missouri. This African self-determination project reverses the verdict of colonialism that has ravaged and depleted our communities for generations. We are bringing North St. Louis back to life with the collective participation of the people. Everyone has a sense of pride and can envision a prosperous future. This is what power in our own hands can do. APEDF is completing the St. Louis transformation to address all aspects of life for our future. This is a blueprint for our communities everywhere. We accomplish this with partners, community volunteers, and donors. By supporting APEDF, you can be part of the future for African people and all those seeking a world of justice where humanity can live in peace as one.
Come and support the baddest nonprofit on the planet, APEDF. All right,
Right. Yes.
So we have a quote in our movement where we say, one thing that this, am I on? It's not what we say, but what we do. We plan it and then we do it. The Black Power Blueprint started in St. Louis in 2017. We saw the courageous Black community rise up in the resistance to the police murder of Mike Brown and so many others, and protesting the brutal conditions we face every day. We came here to respond to the call from the Black community to do something about these conditions. This community is littered with abandoned buildings that are falling down, roofs are caved in and left to rot by the city. You have to see it to believe it. We know what our people need to live and how to build this community up with the Black Power Blueprint. We are not just talking about it, we are doing it now. The video features some of our projects, the Black Power Vanguard Basketball Court, the Housing for the African Independent Workforce Program, the Gary Brooks Black Power Community Garden, the Uhuru House and Aquaba Hall, the location of Uhuru Wakalia, the African Women's Health Center. The great thing is developments are happening every day and more things have been set up since that video has been completed. This webinar is to introduce the new leadership of the One Africa, One Nation Farmers Market. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit of how we got started. We wrote a grant in spring of 2020 because our community was being starved out. The chairman said, and I quote, "They call this a food desert. We can solve this problem by growing food." We found an opportunity to unite Black farmers and Black people so that we can have a healthy community. My office pulled together a team of 8 people who wrote the grant. We also outreach in our community to gain partners and collaborators for this project who formally signed on to this grant. We were awarded a 3-year grant from 2020 to 2023. We took on this project to benefit our entire community as part of APDF's strategy to build African self-determination and African independent economy. The grant was created a farmers market over 3 years with funding beginning immediately. We networked with farmers and growers to establish new market. We increased access to fresh, locally grown produce, and also we established the EBT and the SNAP program as well. Throughout the 3 years, we had a total of 36 markets from 2021 until 2023. We developed and implemented outreach and social media plans. In 2022, we provided EBT access for sales using SNAP benefits for low-income residents. We monitored the number of customers attending in 2022 to compare with the baseline from 2021. We developed new relationships with urban farmers and developed a team program that included youth to come farm. We produced and sponsored vendor training and workshops. So some of the things that we did was we partnered with Square, which is a company that has MasterCard, Visa, and we partnered with them and they did workshops for our vendors. And they also gave us these little Square devices that each vendor could use throughout vending with the market. We also developed like training for the vendors itself. We created a vendor training market handbook for the vendors to use, to showcase different ways that they can set up their booth. We'll be demonstrating that today with Ciali. We demanded the best for our community, and this marketplace brings much needed food, economic opportunities, and a huge variety of vendors selling what our community needs. So here's a quick video of last year, 2023, of the One Africa, One Nation Marketplace.
I feel it. I can hear better. I feel like Spider-Man right now. It's summertime. We out here. We with Mother Earth. Enjoy the weather. Come on out, you guys. Come on.
So yes, that's
Right.
what we did in 2023. But tonight, I am so excited to welcome our president of the African National Women's Organization, Yejide Orunmila, who is the market manager and over promotions. And Ciali will be introducing the steering committee, who will be working alongside of President Yejide, representing the One Africa, One Nation Marketplace. And we'll be interviewing them later in the program. So I just want to take a minute to let you know where people are listening from. So people are listening from St. Louis, Missouri, Boston, Massachusetts, San Diego, California, Newfoundland, where is that? Oh, in Canada, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So can we bring up President Yejide?
I'm here. I'm just getting my camera together.
Hello, Conrad.
Ooh, comrade.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm ready for the market. Everybody's ready.
Do it. We are too. Listen, my eyes are tired. My body is tired because we've been working very hard to bring this market to you, among other things. And we're excited to finally get it done.
Great. So, Yejide, can you just, tell us a little bit about ANWO and why African women's leadership is so critical to the freedom and self-determination of our people?
Yeah. So the first of all, I just want to appreciate the Black Power Blueprint for having this webinar to highlight this very important project that works to eliminate the food desert that's happening in North St. Louis, and bringing together creators, farmers, agriculturalists who basically create this community of people, African people who are like really promoting and bringing together like this African economic front, right? Like, and we're appreciative of being a part of that. So the African National Women's Organization was created in 2015 by the African People's Socialist Party to organize and bring African women back into revolutionary political life. the main trend of the day is that if you are a woman, that you fall into the realm of like feminist organizing, or you have to be aligned with that. But what African internationalism shows us is that the primary contradiction for African women is not that men are barriers on the greater scale, is that colonialism is the issue. The same thing that deprives our community economically, the same reason why African people populate prisons, is the same reason that African women experience a special oppression, even interpersonally. And, our responsibility as African National Women's Organization is to organize to beat back the special oppression that impacts African women in the US and everywhere else that we are. Some of the projects our main project is the Arrest CPS program or project that helps to expose the parasitic colonial institution known as Child Protective Services, which the movement now calls family regulation system or family policing system, because what it does, it mirrors the initial foundation of this capitalist system, right? It's the stealing of Black babies, the unmothering and unparenting of Black people, and using those Black children as commodities that help build up the economic coffers of the states that the children are held in. And we can't see any other sort of direct institution that would help us understand the fundamentals of capitalism and colonialism than this modern day auction block that happens within the family regulation system. So we are using that as a project that helps working class, poor African women who are experiencing crisis to understand the question of colonialism while advocating and organizing and empowering them, building them up. We also work on economic development projects. One of them is Decolonize Hair and Body, which is a part of the Black Power blueprint. No, it's not a part of the Black Power blueprint. It's the my mind is blank right now. Comrade, could you help me?
What was the question again?
The Decolonize.
Black
It's
Star
part of
Industries.
the Black Star Industry. There you go, Coco. Very loud and strong. Black Star Industries, right? We have so many organizations but yes, the Colonnades is a business of Black Star Industries, a socialist enterprise where we use the resources that come in through the sale of handmade African products to benefit the work of the African National Women's Organization. And we also are involved with the One Africa, One Nation Marketplace, which also benefits us building and organizing the Animal Liberation Center, which we'll talk about later in the program. So the African National Women's Organization also is a political education entity that helps African women understand the moment that we're in, why we're experiencing the issues that we're experiencing, why African women die at higher rates, why African children in childbirth, why African children also experience mortality rates, why African children and parents are family regulated, why we are experiencing colonial rape and from the colonizer and interpersonally, why we are dealing with poverty in such a deep and profound way, not just in the United States, but everywhere else. So political education helps us understand that. And once we understand why these things are happening, then we are more prepared to come up with solutions that fight and alleviate some of those contradictions. And so that's why we work with African women, despite where you are on the face of the planet, to solve these issues. So, there's more that can be said, but really it's just an organizing tool, it's a membership organization. And we encourage African women who are disgusted with the conditions that we're facing as African people, disgusted with the politics that is happening right now, disgusted by the fact that there's so many things that are berating and bombarding African people and how it trickles down or how it really deeply impacts African women, to be a member of this organization and work with us and create, solutions for our people. Uhuru.
Uru, thank you so much. And, we always talk about the political and economic are one, and one of the things that we really understood, as a movement since we've been in the movement since the chairman has formed the Uhuru movement back in in the 60s, is that the economic we have to have an economic component to every organization that we have. And annual economic development projects are decolonize that you spoke on earlier. And we have a little video that you did last year to spotlight decolonize, and we want to show that really quickly if we can.
Just
So while they're trying to get that video up, one of the things that I know that AMWO is really, putting in the forefront is that you have a national headquarters right here in St. Louis, and you're going to be, raising resources to open that headquarters. Can you talk a little bit about that? Is she on?
All right, Yejide, you on mute.
You're muted.
sorry. Yes. So the building that was given to us, like, first of all, I just want to say our movement is so amazing. Where else can we can we get a whole entire building, and all we have to do is just rehab that joint, and we have a good foundation to start with. We have the structure, and all that we need is the resources to make it a place that can be used by the community to be be an organizing meeting space and empowering space for African women and the entire African community to take part in. So we've just launched a fundraising campaign. And the campaign has phases. So first of all, we want to rehabilitate the entire building. We need to upgrade all of the utilities. We have to make it a nice, beautiful space that can be used for meeting and organizing rentals, and also office space and headquarters for the African National Women's Organization. That building is located at 4617 Natural Bridge Avenue in St. Louis, Missouri. And our fundraising is happening in phases. So by the end of July, our expectation is that we will have raised $15,000. We want to replace the roof, which badly needs to be replaced. And we know that we can make that goal. So right now, the way people, and I know there's going to be a video that's shown a little bit later, but the second part of the project is to then get all the utility. Once the roof is done and no more leaking is happening in the building, then the second part of that is to get all the utilities upgraded or installed. Right now, we have old tongue and groove electrical wiring that needs to be upgraded to today's standards. We need to do plumbing, HVAC, all those things to make the building comfortable and can be used by our community. And the third phase really is just the cute phase. It's like, let's get walls up, let's get paint up, let's make this a beautiful space. And so that second phase will be raising $30,000, and the last phase will be raising 15. So altogether, we need to raise approximately $60,227 to make this space amazing. And so by July 31st, we're going to be putting out more information around it as the weeks proceed. You're not going to not hear about it if you're connected with the African National Women's Organization, but you'll see and learn more about what the project is, what we're raising. We're keeping you on task. And we also encourage you to donate. And if you don't have the resources, please share the information about the headquarters at what we're calling the AMWO Liberation Center, and share it, with your network, and talk to your people. Like, this is an important project, and so we basically this is a community socialist space, and we want this community to socially be responsible for helping to bring it together. And we're going to make those goals. We're very confident. So by March of next year, our expectation is that we're having a grand opening, that we are going to be bringing the community in. Before then, if you got skills like Ciali, because I didn't know Ciali did cabinet work now, so now I'm putting two and two together. If you got skills like Ciali, and you can contribute it to some sweat equity, we're gonna be counting on you to donate your skills. There's going to be a period where we're going to be like, come on down to St. Louis and let's hammer a nail into a wall. But the first two phases are really just about getting the professional services done, and so that the building can be set up to do so for that sweat equity to happen. So that's the gist of it. And we really encourage people to donate. And I'll say the link now, but then there's a video later that can happen. And the link is bit.ly, so bit.ly bit.ly/Anwo, all caps, Anwo, all caps, center 1. So I messed that all up. bit.ly/Anwo, all caps, center 1. I should have put the last part in lowercase because it's all complicated. If you don't do the cases right, it's not going to come. But I'll put it in the chat for the constituency to take a look at.
This is so exciting.
Yes, it is.
We've been on the ground here since 2017, and every property that we've gotten has been built from the ground up. So, the African, what you call it, Liberation Center?
Yeah, Anwo Liberation Center.
Gonna be no different.
Yes.
It's not gonna be any different. We're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna have
Yes.
a grand opening March of 2025 right there on that.
Listen,
So
it's going to be so exciting.
So Elizabeth is on Zoom, and she said, "You are strong and you will succeed." And
Right. Thank you,
Shakura
Elizabeth.
said that she appreciate the overview from President Yejide. And we have Tafari on from South Africa. We also Uhuru. Aurora is watching from Butter Creek, Michigan. Is that
Okay.
Sierra?
Better.
I'm sorry, Sierra is watching from Butter Creek, Michigan. Okay, so why did Anwo take on this important responsibility of leading the One Africa, One Nation marketplace? And I just want to say that I really, really appreciate Anwo taking on this responsibility. We've had like 3 different leaders over the last 3 years. And why did Anwo decide to say, we're going to take on leading this market?
I think one is that, we've seen, we've seen the significance of the One Africa, One Nation marketplaces. In Philadelphia, over 100 vendors participate at any given month in that marketplace, and what it does for the community, and what it does to allow them to establish businesses. In some cases, it's part of the stream of income that they can depend on to make, if this is the only thing that they're doing, if they're vending, this is the only thing, that they're doing, that this is a part of their funding strategy to keep themselves afloat. And so, and also it being, we create these institutions so that people can make some money and create, and we do all the work to help make it happen. And it also helps us to keep doing it, right? Like, the support from the community, the resources that are raised, says, let's do it again. And so just looking at the Philly market, for example, I think we were able to learn from that and see, and recognize the need in St. Louis for this. Number one, this is a farmer's market, which is addressing a real and deep concern in our community. I'm in St. Louis, I can see, on the north side, you can't get nothing that, I tell my comrades, I was like, you go to a store and it's like all sheltered in. There's no windows. You feel like you might go into the deep pits or something and they never come out. And then there's no supermarkets on the north side. There's not even corner stores for real. It's just things. And so like to be able to continue this trajectory of the farmers market and break up the hegemony that the colonizers have brought to this area, by not allowing genuine development, economic development that happens in this community, and us being able to do that with the community. I think that's one of the primary reasons is we want to continue that trend and build community. I think that's the second part too, is like we recognize that these sort of Philly has a community, like with the marketplace, everybody, all the vendors know each other, they see each other every month, and in between they coordinate and so it's a networking opportunity, but it also is building a community of people who are invested in the success of the market, but also success of the community, because that's why they're there. They're there in North St. Louis going to O'Fallon Park because they are of the community and they support and love their community, and bringing their skills and talents to that park on with our market is a really testament to how much they deeply care about the community. And then thirdly, it's a fundraising opportunity for us too. The more that we're able to promote and get people to this market, the more that we have more vendors and they're making money, we make money, and we use the money from the market to then contribute to the building of the Animal Liberation Center. It doesn't go in our pockets. These are what do you call it? This is how the money and the Uhuru movement rotates. It rotates not in the pockets of one individual, but one project feeds another project, and another project feeds another project, so that the community can take a part of it. And essentially, and the last thing is also, we have community, but we also want to build community too. Like the African women and we know African women be hustling and they be shucking, they be doing all this kind of stuff all around, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We want to be a part of that. Right. We African National Women's Organization want to be on the lowdown in the weeds. We want to know what African women are doing, how they moving. We want to be able to build with African women and create a legion of African badass working class, African women who are out here, not only participating in the economic work, but know the politics, can really, hold their own against the colonizers and oppressors that come into our community. So it's fourfold. It's probably fivefold. It's probably the point that I need to create, but the market is one of those central things to the mainstay of our movement, which is to be in the community, work with the people, and build from the people, because that's what the power is.
Uhuru. So I want to go back to spotlight your video on decolonize, because I think it's really dope. So do we have the sound for that yet? Okay.
My name is Yejide Orunmila, and the business is Decolonize here in Bible. The vision is to be an international brand that speaks to African women and African people all over the world. Anybody else, of course, who wants to purchase our products. Our products are politically motivated, meaning that we have politics tied behind it. So our products have political quotes on them, they have political figures on them, and it's a way to do political education. So we use it as a way to spread information about what we have to do in order to be a free people, but also it does great wonders on your skin and hair.
Okay, so we're gonna be closing you out pretty soon. We got a couple more questions, President. So can you tell us the vision of the market and what people can really look forward to on Saturday, June 22nd? Am I?
You're muted.
I am. The Zoom told me, it flashed across my screen that I was talking. Um, but we know that June 22nd is not Juneteenth, and we also know that Juneteenth does not mean is not an indicator of real freedom for African people, right? I mean, we all know what Juneteenth represents is, it's supposed to be the last notice to African people that they were free and emancipated. And um, so our June 22nd market is our Juneteenth market, not yet Uhuru market, but not yet free. Uhuru is a Swahili word that means freedom. And so we say not yet free. And so at the market, we're going to have vendors, we're going to have performers, we're going to have demonstrations, food demonstrations, agriculture demonstrations, music. And we're going to have a good time, right? And we're going to, really use that opportunity to you're gonna hear more from some of the comrades that'll come up later who are a part of the market committee, but also the International Executive Committee of the African National Women's Organization and are responsible for building members and building our economic development. So you'll hear more about that on that day. And it's going to be used to also recruit. It's a recruitment thing. You're going to have a table. We're going to ask you if you're interested in animal, you should definitely come through. If you're interested in buying amazing products, you should definitely come through. If you're interested in just chilling out and having a good time with us, definitely come through.
Uhuru, thank you. So the last question is, I know you talked a little bit about the office. I don't know if you want to say any more before we actually show the video of what the new office is going to look like. Do you want me to go ahead and show that?
Yeah, I'll say one more thing. The 2000 this office space means a lot, right? And the power of community means so much more, though. It's going to be a location that people can find us, number one. It's a part of liberated territory that we are creating through the Black Power Blueprint in North St. Louis, because there's going to be another institution that will be free from the eyes and the clutches of the colonial oppressor, right? Because we own it, and because this is going to be a liberated space. So it's really important. And I think also is that I think the building itself will be a thing of pride for the community, especially when we, really are hyper focused on community support. This is not just a space just for the African National Women's Organization. We want the community to experience, the pride in the building that they helped to make happen. And, we're really looking forward to, building with the people, solving problems with the people, and bringing the community a beacon of pride and hope, and having an office space would be cool too. But being able to, bring this into our community, Uhuru.
So we're going to go ahead and show the video right quick.
Organization Liberation Center is an ambitious initiative born from the vision to transform 4617 Natural Bridge Avenue into a vibrant facility. This space, generously donated by the African People's Education and Defense Fund, will become a working-class embassy, a hub for community empowerment, and a testament to the resilience of African people. Located at the heart of North St. Louis, a community deeply affected by centuries of colonial exploitation, our mission is clear: to uplift and empower, We acknowledge the stark realities of poverty, health disparities, and violence that plague our community. Our aim is to reverse these trends and create a thriving international hub for African people. But we can't achieve this vision alone. We need your support to bring this dream to life. Your donation toward our goal of raising $60,227 will fund the comprehensive rehabilitation of the property, including crucial steps like installing kitchen and bathrooms, full electrical upgrade, installing new plumbing, repairing the roof, reinforcing decks and fencing, and transforming the front facade. Why should you donate? Because every contribution brings us one step closer to providing working class African women with a property of their own, a place where they can heal, organize, and thrive. Why are we doing this? Because we are committed to advancing the cause of African self-determination. Our center will provide vital cultural, social, and community spaces that celebrate African people and serve as a catalyst for change. Our vision includes creative and incubator residencies to nurture talent, community childcare to support families, and a safe place site to offer refuge and support. Additionally, as the headquarters of the African National Women's Organization, the center will serve as a national and local organizing space empowering African women and femmes in our struggles against the impact of colonial capitalism. Your support can make a profound difference in our efforts to uplift African women and femmes, empowering those who have been marginalized. Join us in our mission to strengthen our community, nurture resilience, and pave the way for a brighter, more equitable future. Together, we can ensure that the flame of African self-determination burns brighter than ever before. To donate and to learn more about the project, visit bit.ly/annualcenter1.
World. So I want to go ahead and donate $100 to the African Women's Liberation Center. I know this is not supposed to have been like a fundraising event, but I want to go ahead and say that I want to go ahead and donate $100 to this amazing project that's going to be happening March of 2025. Uhuru.
Uhuru, thank you so much, comrade. Uhuru.
So if there's anybody else in this room or on, the webinar that want to donate, please, let us know. Oh, Chairman say he'll match my 100.
Right.
Uhuru. Uhuru. We trying to hit those milestones, the 5,000, the 10,000, and the 15,000. We're gonna get them. Let's get it. Thank you.
Brendan said he'll do 25.
Yes. Uhuru, comrades.
Uhuru.
His name down.
Kitty said she'll do 50.
All right.
Said 50.
50 say 50 from a ring.
Yes. Uhuru.
Ruby. 50 as well from Ruby.
Yes. Uhuru.
Okay, so let's keep it going, comrades.
Yes. Yes.
So really appreciate that.
He do how much? Alex gonna do 50, comrade.
Yes, Uhuru, comrade. Uhuru, thank you so much. We're gonna do this. It's gonna happen. March 2025, we're gonna be open and live. Oh, that's a nice rhyme.
All right. On that note, we want to go ahead and bring up Julia Marie Thompson, who's the founder of Julia's Farm, and she's one of the longtime vendors of the One Africa, One Nation marketplace. So welcome, Julia.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited and I'm nervous. So if I get,
Don't
girl,
be
you
nervous.
need to be nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Your bad self.
That's
I'm
right.
having them bad women that President Yejide was talking about. We really appreciate you and all that you have done to make this market special, and just the overall African People's Education and Defense Farms for supporting us from the get-go, out the start.
Yes.
So we just really want to welcome you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank
Tia.
you. Thank you.
Well, basically, please tell us about yourself. What do you do? And What are you selling at the market in June?
Okay, so I'm gonna focus on the first part first.
All
I'm a
right.
little nervous, so bring me in a bit. But I am the founder of Julia's Farm STL, and really what I want to do is just really educate North St. Louis. When I'm born here, raised on the north side of St. Louis. I mean, I still have a third generation family is still living in my grandma's house on Farland and Newstead. So I'm in this area. I love it. And the goal is just to educate. I need my community to know a farmer, to know how to grow food, to know how to self-sustain when COVID, situations like COVID happen. So that's really what I love to do is grow vegetables, educate my community and raise chickens and anything self-sustaining. That's really what I want to do, homesteading. So that's it.
Love it. Love it. So on your website, you talk about encouraging and educating our community on the importance of eating well and knowing where our food comes from. I really think that's really important to the Black Power Blueprint as well. And can you say more about that?
Yes, I would love to. I like to say that I'm a nutritional wellness advocate.
Mm. Love it.
I know that if you're not eating well, you don't have that nutrient. Your mind doesn't have that to even know that you need to do well. So other ethnicities, they kind of know. They're working out, they're eating well, they have those markets, but we're here fish and chickens, no access to vegetables, and our minds are clouded. We don't know that we need to step outside and do something different. We only see what we see. So I read the 2019 Environmental Racism Report, Wash You Did, and it blew me out the park because growing up that way, you think it's a norm. You think it's normal to get in your car and drive all the way out to get vegetables. You don't know that it's strategic, you don't see that. So that really opened my eyes, and I've been on a mission ever since to educate my community on knowing where their food comes from and what's in it, most importantly. So yes, thank you.
No, I really appreciate that because if you ask a child where the food comes from, they'll say from the grocery store. So yeah, it's really
Exactly.
important.
It is.
So can you tell me what your experience has been with this market and why you chose to vend with us again and again?
Well, as you all know, I'm exclusively at this market. I don't really see myself being anywhere else.
Right.
It's where I grew up. It's only right. I mean, I said it on the video when you all came to visit my farm. Like it's only right that I give back to a community that has made me who I am. So it's just non-negotiable. I will be here as long as I can, and if I can't, I have someone here to represent, but I foresee myself at this market for the foreseeable future.
Can you tell us when did you get your farm and how big is it and what do you grow?
Okay, I have had my farm quite a while. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years. I have medicinal herbs, I have veggies. I'm really into the animal husbandry part. So raising of the animals. Now I have meat birds. So I am butchering and raising my own birds. I want to put them in my freezer. I want to start with that, move on to other animals, livestock. So that's kind of the avenue that I'm taking right now. So vegetables and herbs, I can teach us how to heal, with those things, but I think it's time that we know a butcher, know someone that can raise and nourish these animals so they can nourish us. So I think that's important. So I hope I answered everything.
Yeah, that chicken coop is interesting too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The chicken coop, do you like teach kids in the summer or what do you use the chicken coop?
So I actually just did my first incubator program inside of a daycare, and I took my eggs, I hatched out 12 chickens. The kids got to see it. So
Live, you know, them
live,
coming out the
yes,
eggs.
ma'am. I have videos. Like it creeped me out. But it's what I really love to do. So I've started that. Yeah, I've started that. I have my farm. It's really not where I think it should be to kind of have kids come out and see my coop. Like I have a property. It's on about a third, maybe under a third of an acre in Jennings, right outside the city. Yeah, so the building is not functional. I need updates, you know, electrical and things like that. So I'm a one-man band. I do my best to try to do what I can, but that's just kind of where I'm at right now. So the back is beautiful. It's an amazing oasis, actually. I can't wait for you all to come out and see
Okay,
it.
we have to
But
come see it.
yes, but right now I would love to have kids come out to the farm to just see that it's an attainable goal wherever you at. Honestly, you can have vegetables, whether it's in a grow bag, you can have a couple chickens in the bag. I love going out getting eggs every morning. It's the biggest bill I think I've ever cut was buying eggs. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that's my goal. And I hope I answered it.
You did.
Because I'm a rambler. Let me know. Let me
Yeah.
know.
No, I just
Okay,
really
this is just a
appreciate
prime
this.
example. African women must lead, and we
Yes.
are leading.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just really
yes.
appreciate, you talk about the animal husbandry because the meat that we get now has anabolic steroids and growth hormones in it, and it's doing all sorts of havoc to our bodies, and just appreciate natural growth.
Yes, natural growth for
natural
sure.
growth. And I'm definitely gonna be looking you up for eggs.
Yes.
So I just want to thank you so much for all the information you've given us, and I'm really looking forward to visiting your booth at the One Africa, One Nation
Yes.
market. So
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
I just want to see also if President Yejide has anything that she wants to ask you, you know.
Julia,
Yes.
can I wait to meet you?
It is nice to
In a week. I can't wait for us to see each other in person, hug, and all those good, amazing things. I feel like I already know you. I've been watching all the videos and all that stuff, and I want to see this hatching. I always think that hatching eggs is weird.
It's weird. It's necessary.
Um, but I think the question that you missed is like, what will you be bringing to the market? I know last year you did ginger shots, and I'm really interested because I love ginger. Ginger's like my second. Ginger and garlic is my third. So I'm really looking forward to that. So what will you be bringing to the market?
So I will be bringing, of course, fresh herbs, and that's just for the community. I can never sell medicine, that's coming up from the ground. So, especially to my community, I would say in my community, I will never sell in my community that don't even have the access. So I would, of course, have fresh herbs for the taking, my ginger shots, and I am premiering some honey spoons. Yeah, so it's very medicinal. You'll be able to put it in hot water because I'm on the go. I got so much going on, chickens, this, that. So I just need hot water, a mug, and I need this honey spoon with honey, lemon I've dehydrated. I need all of that in there so I could just stir it in my hot water and go. So it's kind of like tea on the go. So it'll be a honey spoon. So I'll be premiering those. And that's kind of all I got right now.
Well,
and
that's a
veggies, of
lot.
course, but yeah. So if I have veggies, they'll definitely be there for the taking, but definitely ginger shots and honey spoons.
Them ginger shots are so good.
They are, and so necessary.
Yes, it
So
is.
necessary for the body. Yes.
Well, that's it. That's my one question because I just wanted to make sure that people knew what they should be expecting with Julia Farms STL at the market, and I'm gonna get all of it. I'm gonna get a ginger. I'm gonna get the spoons, and whatever herbs you got, I might eat it. Right there on the spot. So I am appreciative of you coming in tonight. Thank you, comrade.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being with us, Julia.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me. Thank you.
All right, so now we want to welcome 3 members of the One Africa, One Nation market team who are powerful women activists and members of the executive committee of the African National Women's Organization. We have Ada Longi. I hope I'm not butchering your last name, but correct me if I am.
Yeah, no, that's it, Longy. You got it right.
Right on. And she's the logistics coordinator of the market and coordinator of Anwo's Uhuru Kijiji Child Care Program. We also have Zai, oh my goodness, Widisa.
That's right, Ciali.
2 for 2. Volunteer coordinator and Anwo membership and recruitment coordinator. And we have Coco Lewis, vendor coordinator and Anwo economic development coordinator. And then we have Nicole Chung, who is the secretary. So I want to welcome Coco, Hada, Zai, and Nicole. I know you're doing the work to get people involved in making the market happen. And we want all of you to tell us more about the One Africa, One Nation market and how people in St. Louis and around the country can get involved in this exciting project. So you want to start? So yeah, I'm going to start with Coco. So please, Coco, tell us about some of the vendors who will be at the market this month.
Uhuru, I'm excited. So you already heard about Julia Farms, and Sayali, you are coming out as well. But we also have other vendors. Like one vendor I cannot wait to try is Willie Wall Wings. I am so excited. You know, I love a good wing. Amwo is going to be vending as well, along with Uhuru Planet. We have DeAndre's Kitchen. We have the Bead Box. We have Oak Street Health Services coming out. And also, I'm trying to look at my list here, just point out some people. We have STL Neighborhood Foresters as well. Yeah, we have, it's many more, many more.
Right on. I just want to read something real quick. We have from Elizabeth. Thank you. It was wonderful to see and hear what you all are doing. And then Mary Ann says, love the veggies and the herbs.
Yes.
Harris said, love that Julia. Never sell medicine. Right on. So I'm chomping at the bit to vend at this market myself. This is my first time doing this market here in St. Louis. And just want to ask you, Coco, are there any more vendor spots still available? And how can people contact you who want to vend?
So Yejide may cringe a little bit, but for non-food vendors, if you sign up as soon as possible, you can go ahead and still vend for the June 22nd market. But we are also, registration is open for all the rest of the markets, the July, August, September, and October market. You can sign up to become a vendor by going to oneafricamarket.com/vendors. And you can go ahead and sign up there.
Right on, right on. Thank you so much for that info. Coco, can you give us the contact info for how people can sign up to vend and volunteer? Okay, she just did. Well, I just want to thank you again, Coco. And what are the other dates of this monthly market? And is there anything else that you would like to add to this?
I'm on mute. So we are having monthly markets. So we have June 22nd, which is the Not Yet Free, July 27th, August 24th, September 21st, October 26th. And if for people who are looking to vend, if you register and pay for all 5 markets, there is a 10% discount. We have already I've already sent out welcome to emails to our vendors. So look out for that, Sayali, if you haven't already received it. I'm just really excited to be a part of the Black Power Blueprint and the One Africa, One Nation Marketplace. I am just so excited to be out there. I'm trying to plan my outfits already.
Right. Thank you so much, Coco.
We have one question from the audience.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a vendor, so I'm just wondering, how are we paying for it? Because it's not hooked up, where I can pay for the dates that I want.
Did you hear the question?
No, I could not hear the question.
Come on.
I heard the end of it.
Okay.
How can she pay?
Yeah, she's gonna come up.
Okay.
Just sit right. Tell us who you are and what you've been. I know who you are, but for everybody else.
Hi, I'm Crafted by Angel. I was just asking because I was trying to pay for the dates. Unfortunately, I can't be at the 22nd one, but I wanted to pay for the other dates that for the other months. And I couldn't find a link or anything. So I'm just trying to find the link so I can go ahead and pay.
Hi, Angel. Yes, I sent you an email today.
Okay.
With the link to how to pay. So yes, I see that you are registered for all the markets besides the June one.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see you because I'm ready to, adorn myself with all your jewelry.
Girl, because I'm the oldest vendor y'all got.
Let me say, I called you, Lorraine, and I was just like, I don't know if you're available, but like she was the other sister that I called to be on to Spotlight as well, Crafted by Angel. And because you've been such a long time vendor from the beginning, so I just want to shout you out right now and appreciate you for being a vendor from day one and being a part of our community. So I just want to just say that, thank you so much. And thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah. I echo that.
I really enjoyed, it was so upsetting to me when I couldn't find the market things. I'm like, wait a minute. I love them, because we started here in this building.
Right.
I was one of the two tables back in the building, and then we started outside, and
that's right.
We would dance in the street and have a wonderful time here. It's just the community, the feeling of community and sister and brotherlyhood here. It was just phenomenal. We doing all the slides in the middle of the street. And so the community, it was just such a wonderful feeling of community with this particular market. So I've always wanted to do it. I always try to do it. So kind of a little disappointed that we only doing it once a month, but we building back up. Right. So that's the best part. We're building back up. So really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the market. Thank you. You've always good support, President.
Chairman.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yes, Chairman, you've always supported me, and so I just appreciate this market. I really do.
All right. Well, I also want to bring on Zaid. Welcome. And Zaid, do you still need vendors for volunteers, I should say, for Saturday, June 22nd? And how can the vendors participate, and what do you need the vendors what do you need vendors to do before the events, during and after?
Okay. Yes, Yali. We are still in need of volunteers. Our earliest volunteer shift starts at 8 a.m. with the latest ending at 4 p.m. And if in fact people are interested in lending their time and skills to the African working class to end a food apartheid and build economic independence, they can go to oneafricamarket.com/volunteer to fill out our form. I can also be reached at St. Louis .volunteer@oneafricamarket.com.
Right on. I want to read these statements right quick. This is from Penny Hess. This is so exciting. Uhuru. And then Shakur, Uhuru. It's exciting. And then Sayero, I hope I said that right.
It's exciting.
No, Sarah.
Sayero. And it says, Uhuru to the African Liberation Center, as with all of you have accomplished, it is destined to enhance more local residents' participation and the outgrowth of self-determination. Right. I salute you. Bullseye emoji, black fist emoji.
Uhuru.
Uhuru. I don't know if you said it earlier, but what kind of things do you need volunteers to do?
So there are multiple roles and positions on the day of the market. We'll have setup and breakdown teams, people that can assist with the logistics, assisting vendors, giving out information, helping with sales, and then many other things that people can do. The market is going to be a lot of fun, and you will have the opportunity to see exactly how a farmer market gets to operate.
Great. Right on. Now, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yes, we will be hosting a volunteer meeting this Friday. So that's June 14th at 6:30, that's Central Standard Time. The meeting is only to last an hour, so just to 7:30. And you can find the meeting information at anweluhuru.org under the events tab. We hope to see you guys all there on June 22nd. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right. Now, Hada. Welcome. And will you need volunteers for logistics?
Yes, we need many volunteers for logistics. Zai said a few of the positions that we need, but we definitely need people to help us with setup and breakdown, helping to move the equipment. We definitely need as many volunteers as we can possibly get.
Right on. Now, I know that logistics is really the backbone of what it takes to make the market happen. And anything else you can tell us about the importance of that area of work or the market in general?
Yeah, we want everybody to come out and have a good time. Our job, well, my job as the coordinator is to make sure the vendors are placed properly in the park, if the area is secure, the park rules are being enforced, the permits, parking area, all of that stuff. So really what I'd like people to know is we definitely want you to come out. If you can vend, come on out. And again, like Zai said, there's a vendors meeting. Please go. And if you can volunteer, sign up as soon as possible.
Right on. Thank you so much, Hada. I want to bring up Nicole now. Nicole, welcome. And
Nicole's not on. Nicole's not on.
Oh, Nicole's not on. Okay, well, moving right along.
Okay, so next I want to really talk to my co-host Ciali. Remember when I was telling you how multi-talented he is? Well, we want him to showcase his business, and his business name is All Power Production. He will show us the setup of his vendor booth. Ciali will tell us about the products, how long you have been creating and vending, and any tips that you can give the people who want to vend, but maybe need some help in getting started.
Well, I really want to appreciate being able to showcase, some of the things that I do and the importance of, doing this work. First of all, this is just the basic setup of the inside of the booth that I would have. And that's minus the tent and everything. But, first and foremost, you want to have a good presentation for your booth. So I want to encourage everybody that's vending, really have a good presentation, set up your products in a good way so that it's, seen in a good way, and have plenty of items that you want to sell. I've learned over the years that when you have a very sparsely populated table, people oftentimes won't even give you a second look. They'll just keep on going. So if you want to really get business and sell your products, fill it up with products. In my case, my booth, I'll have stuff hanging, and I have my booth set up to where it looks like a store. So I have 3 clear sides on my booth. People can walk on in and they can see the products. And then on this side here, part of my business, All Power Promotions and Creations, is also helping promote Black businesses. And in this case, I'm promoting the Uhuru movement in my booth. So I have like our current issue, The Burning Spear, sitting up on my easel, and people can clearly see Black Power newspaper, $1. You know, I got information over here that people can get about the Bakery Cafe, the Hands Off campaign, everything else. I'll even have some decolonized products. Not this time around, but next month I will have some decolonized products up here. But it's really important to have a good presentation. I like to use spandex table coverings, because if it's a windy day, you got all the stuff blowing around, your tablecloths are blowing around. People can actually get caught up in your tablecloth blowing around and pull something down. So you don't want to have that happen. But again, you want a nice, clean, neat presentation to really attract your customers. And then, of course, for me, I'll have music playing. So that's another invitation to come on in and check things out. But it's really important to have all the tools necessary to have a successful booth. Like I said, I have displays and with my easel. I have an additional table for outreach materials and so forth. I might even have stuff hanging up on the side of my booth where people can come up and look, just like a store.
Can you show us some of your products?
For an example, anybody that likes full brim hats, for an example, they can get something like this.
Handmade, right?
Hand crochet.
How much?
Something like this. Well, I'm still dealing with California prices, but $40 will get you one of these.
All right.
I do a series of bags. So here's like a smaller bag, like if you have a small yoga mat or something like that, you can put in here and put it on your shoulder and keep on stepping. I got other things like neck pouches. I got other bags here that you know, close it up, put it on your shoulder. I have various styles of hats. So I have, you know, for anybody that's got locks or anything, they can put their locks inside of this. They can get something that can show some of the different types of stitches that I use. I got a lot of kufis that, you know, people can wear, and men and women can wear these too. Ball cap styles, people can get that. And also got baby hats.
Oh.
So got a baby coming along. I can
Direct Achille.
Yep. And of course I got some beanies. I got some with the little pom-poms on it. Of course, I got other beanies, red, black, and green. I love to make a lot of red, black, and green products. But essentially, this is what I got. I've got scarves also. So if you like a nice long scarf, you can double up. Got little frillies at the end. I can hook you up. I can also do scarves with pockets and things like that. I've done a lot of special orders. I made a combination Haji hat for a customer. First time I ever did it, and it came out pretty well. The dad was very pleased. So yeah, a whole host of things that I can make. And I did see in one of the videos, someone was making hats as well. So it looks like I got competition. but it's all good. But again, you want to have a really good presentation for your booth. You want your booth clean and to look nice. Again, you want to bring your customers in, make things inviting, and have your information. If you have information on your business, you want to display it in a really good way so that people see that you take pride in it. You know, and that's the key word right here is pride in your products that you make and sell. And I make earrings. So I'll take some metal and form the metal crochet around it. So I got earrings, or I got the plain metal ones. But that's, you know, basically you want to keep, you know, always invest in your business, you know, make upgrades and so forth. Because it took me months to get my booth the way I wanted to. And so I'm probably going to be trying to tweak it some more over time. But you really want to, you know, have a good, solid setup. That's
What about like payments?
Payments?
What kind of payments do you take?
I do
Cash.
Venmo, Cash App, I have Square, and people can also Zelle me too. And I also, one important thing that helps cut down time is to have a QR code that you use for your payments. So it's important to have your QR code of your payment. And it makes things a lot faster because people just scan it and pay you right then and there. So you want to have multiple ways that people can pay you. Some people may not do Zelle or do Cash App or Venmo, but they do have cash. Or they can pay you through your Square. And I have all that available. But again, you want to have a safe and secure setup. I use my tablet sometimes for payments, or I can use my phone to do the payments.
Okay.
So that is pretty much it for how you can set up your booth.
Great. Let's give Ciali a hand, comrades. So I just want to thank everybody. We're coming to the end of our program, and I want to bring up President Yejide to see if she has any final remarks or questions or discussion that she wants to raise before we do a closeout.
Thank you so much. This is a really great program, and I always love Black Power Blueprint programs because it's so professional, and and just an example of, you know, how we should organize our future fundraisers. But I just want to say, express my appreciation to Deputy Chair Onazene Shatella, who's badass working class African woman leading amazing work for the Black Power Blueprint and beyond, and just is a shining example to, you know, us in AMWO about the tenacity that has to go into like really organizing a project like the AMWO Liberation Center and just holding it all together. So I just want to appreciate you, comrade. And I know I heard the chairman in the room, and I got the donation from the chairman. So I just want to appreciate my leadership, Chairman Omalia Shatella, who, you know, has been a deep and profound inspiration to me. Has you know, the Who movement is my political home. That's where I came into political life, and I'm so glad that this is the movement to political life with. Because there's a lot of stuff out there in the world, and this is the one. Like, this is the sharpness, the clarity, the political analysis around everything is just so critically important, and it really helps us in the African National Women's Organization also be politically sharp. So I just want to appreciate the chairman for his leadership, and I also just want to appreciate everybody else who went into building this this program. Ruby, Ciali, Brendan, Amir looks like he's on chat, and all of the comrades who helped put this together. And most last but not least, certainly, is my amazing International Executive Committee, my comrades who we be cursing each other out sometimes, but like we but like we get the work done, and that's the realness of it, right? Like, you know, politically we cuss each other out. We don't actually do all the bad words, but we organize, we struggle, and I just want to appreciate these comrades who no matter what is down to struggle and, you know, organize and bring African, you know, women into revolutionary political life. So we look forward to the market. We look forward to building the AMWO Liberation Center, and we look forward to like meeting our community in St. Louis. Uhuru.
Thank you, President Yejide. Chairman just gonna come up for a minute before we close out. while the chairman is coming up, I want to just say, you know, AMWO is doing the damn thing.
Mhm.
And they're very, very busy. They have African Women Must Lead monthly online broadcasts. They have the breakdown of the monthly online, here's the breakdown. They do the Cadre Development School. They have pamphlets. They do the Harriet's Daughters Book Club, the Harriet's Daughter column in the Burning Spear newspaper each month. And of course, they're going to be doing the One Africa, One Nation Market starting on June 22nd, July 27th, August 24th, September 21st, and October 26th. So we have our chairman here to just say a few remarks before Ciali closes us out with the announcements.
Well, hold on. First of all, I just want to express appreciation for this incredible event. You, Comrade Deputy Chair, to Comrade Yejide, and to the exec committee, all of you. It's just an incredibly significant event. And I think that what continues to emerge is our ability to show the significance of African women's leadership. It's deep, it's very profound. It's something that, generally speaking, goes unrecognized. The role of African women, the fact is that even that African women who in captivity, your wombs were used to produce laborers for the colonizer, for people to exploit and what have you. Just the terrible kind of oppression, exploitation, and the leadership that you've always provided. And the work that ANWO has determined to take on now in terms of this market is really a natural responsibility, because historically, African women have been a profound force in the economic life of African people. And that's where the whole concept of the market woman is real. All over Africa, the market women helped to actually bring down Nkrumah's government when the oppressor was able to spread enough sedition and what have you to control our economy. And that's what you're looking at. It's natural. It even extends from the kitchen. When African men go out and try to provide what's necessary to eat, when we were raising, hunting, and in primitive times when we were relying on what we could catch and hunt. It was African women, who grew food at the place where we were living, who actually were responsible for what do you call it when agriculture, when you have animal husbandry, that the sister was talking about a moment ago, the ones who you don't have to catch everything you're going to eat, now catch it, raise it right there at the homestead. African women were the ones who were doing that, so that when eating was problematic, when you didn't know for sure if you're going to hunt something when you ran out to try to get it or not, it was African woman who kept the food there, who produced on the ground, who grew the collard greens, who do all the other kind of stuff. And that's been a staple historically. And so this is natural. And that's why you see women with the African women, this whole facility for running the budget. And that's what we see, that the woman is the one who does that. And that's natural. It's normal in the sense that that's historically the relationship that we have developed a long time ago. So I just want to really appreciate this. I know that it's successful. And I also appreciate the fact that I heard the reference that this is something that helps us to deal with colonialism. The fact is that we don't have what they call a food desert by accident. We are the ones who started agriculture in this country subsequent to our captivity. We are the ones who grew the food and who we were captured sometimes in order to, and because we had this technology in terms of food growing and production and stuff like that. So this is a historical role, and we've been oppressed and denied the ability to take it on. And now with this project, because every major corporation that needs us to spend our money in their shops want this one to fail. And they're the ones who fund your politicians, who want this one to fail because they work for the corporations and not for us. we have the ability now to feed, clothe, and house ourselves.
Yes.
I just want to really respect this project and say that it's an extraordinary opportunity to struggle against the whole colonial domination of our people, and this is a remarkable part of that struggle. Thank you. Uhuru.
Uhuru, I really want to appreciate that, Chairman. Okay, we got from Zaid Uhuru Press, Black Fist emoji. And then we have Coco says, salute to my leadership, President Yejide, DC owner, and Chairman O'Malley. Uhuru. So I'm gonna do some announcements.
I really love how Siale reads the emojis too.
That's me. So before I do the announcements, I want to salute Chairman O'Malley and President Ona for their tireless leadership in making all of this work happen. I mean, without this Black Power blueprint, I mean, I can just imagine the horror that would continue to happen in the African community here in St. Louis. But again, this is the Black Power blueprint that it's working in St. Louis. It's going to work everywhere around the world. So I can't say it enough how much I appreciate the leadership of the chairman and President Ona. So the announcement on Saturday, June 15th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Gary Brooks Community Garden Work Day is going to be happening across the street from the Uhuru House at 4101 West Florissant. We'll be harvesting, weeding, and tending to this beautiful garden that is uplifting the whole neighborhood. And to volunteer, call 314-380-8016 or email info@blackpowerblueprint.com. And then on Tuesday, June 25th, NTU volunteer meetup at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on Zoom or in person at the Uhuru House. The meetup is for people who have been volunteering or are considering volunteering in the Black Power Blueprint programs. See how the whole picture fits together and what you can do. To volunteer, call 314-380-8610 or email info@blackpowerblueprint.com. And Uhuru Bakery and Cafe is opening this fall. Sign up for volunteer work days or to do community outreach. Bakers and cooks wanted. And call 314-334-8307 or email us at stl@uhurufoods.org. Uhuru, and that concludes our announcements.
Over that. Play the video, the song.
You waiting for a song you want me to sing?
You might as well. We're having a little technical difficulties. So we're just gonna go ahead and just really appreciate the African National Women's Organization,
Yes.
President Yejide, and her entire committee, steering committee, Zaid, Nicole, Coco, who else? We had Hada. Thank you guys so much. And we look forward to seeing you on the 22nd to make this market a success. And, we're gonna build this market and we're gonna have the African Women's Liberation Center on March of 2025. Uhuru. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Did we get it? Just play the first one.
what do we do? Offer programs of liberation for African self-determination. Uhuru means freedom.
Whoa! You can shut it down.